Did Trump just absolutely kill dropshipping? Well, that is the question on everybody's lips, and that's what everyone's freaking out about right now. And in this video, I'm going to explain what exactly has happened, what are the changes, and how these will potentially affect you as a dropshipper, or if you're looking to get into dropshipping and getting started very, very soon. I'm also going to show you some of the research that I've found online, and by the end of this, you should have a clearer picture of what exactly is going on and how it's going to affect you. So let's just jump straight into the video. So what exactly has happened? Well, Trump has been putting tariffs on multiple different countries, and the one in question here that affects us as e-commerce and dropshippers is the tariff on China. And it's a 10% tariff that he's put on China. But that is not the issue. There's something that is larger at play that most people are freaking out about. And that is the removal of what's called the de minimis exemption. And essentially what that is it's a long-standing rule that used to apply to packages entering the US worth under $800. They could just pretty much free flow in without all of the inspections and those kind of things, basically bypassing domestic warehouses. And what this has allowed a lot of big, massive Chinese companies to do is act as a loophole, as you can see here, for retail giants such as Shein and Temu. You've all seen the ads, and essentially grow at exponential rates over these last few years. And essentially what they've been able to do now is, if you have a look at the actual, I've seen some information in here of how much this has actually affected the US economy. You can see down here, more than 80% of total US e-commerce shipments in 2022, okay, were de minimis imports. And you can see down here as well, another thing here showed you how big these companies have actually grown. You can see here that it says, Americans are used to seeing Temu and Shein everywhere. Like I said, you've probably seen the ads everywhere. Revenue from China-based advertisers grew 6% of Meta's family apps revenue to 11% in 2024. They're spending billions on these platforms to advertise their goods. And according to companies' financial reports, Bank of America estimated Temu and Shein exposure could be 2 to 4% of ad spend for Google and Meta. So these companies are spending billions on these platforms because of the competitive advantage that they have over US retailers. Now, why is ultimately this a bad thing? Well, of course, Trump is pro-United States, meaning that he wants to keep US businesses competitive. And when these Chinese-based businesses are able to just literally flood the market with cheap products, it's great for us as consumers because we get things super cheap, which is cool for us as a consumer. But for a business owner, this is the worst thing that can possibly happen for a business owner, because then it's just a race to a death. You are competing on nothing but price. And when you're competing on price, it's a race to the bottom. And you pretty much can't compete with China on the price war, because it costs like what, $2, $5 to build a goddamn TV in China, right? Because the labor is so cheap. And that's why Trump wants to get rid of, well, he basically has got rid of this loophole. So with this loophole out of the way now, what exactly are the effects now? Well, I follow this dropshipping agent. She's been posting some very quality information on this whole update. You can see here, this was posted, and this is as of right now. This is stuff which has been happening in the last 2 days, which is February the 4th and 5th, because the policy changes have only literally just kicked in. So update on the tariff, and this is a dropshipping agent essentially. Our logistic partner received the update 10 minutes ago. Their response is, for parcels taking flight before, again, the 4th of February, goods can still go through. For parcels taking flight after this, at 12 p.m., the new tariff will be in effect, which essentially is an additional 10% on custom duties on all products, on top of the existing tax rates, which are obviously in play. The complete removal of the $800 tax exemption for all goods, the de minimis that I've just been talking to you about. And now custom duties will range anything from 10 to 60% or higher, depending on the product category and whatever, HS code it is. So you can see here that it's live and is in effect. And here are some more updates. As you can see here, US tariff update action plan. They could deliver some different information here. We can see here that as of midnight, There's been pricing adjustments from Express, which is a Chinese shipping line, and all of these shipping lines are then going to obviously have to charge additional costs, and we'll talk about some of the effects that is going to be passed on to us as dropshippers and what it essentially means to us. But you can see here it appears that the first shipment affected by the new US tax policy, which has now passed through customs. As a result, Express has updated its pricing systems, which again will be passed on to you as a dropshipper. Okay. And she has ultimately some key questions as well about other lines and stuff like that. Now, this is the most latest one here, which is probably the most damaging, which is, you can see here, USPS suddenly announced a temporary suspension of packages from China. So again, this is obviously not really good. So USPS is obviously one of the biggest postal systems in the United States. They are now they're suspending packages from China and Hong Kong as of right now. So again, this is a massive blow to dropshippers, of course. So it is going to cause two major effects, which I'm going to talk about in a moment in time. But obviously, you can see here that this is live and playing out in full effect. Express, Yanwen, and can't even pronounce that, have all confirmed their special line services haven't been affected for now. So you can still ship, essentially, it's just going to cost a little bit more. Only full chain fulfillments, whatever they are. However, this situation is just right now and things are changing as of the moment. You have to remember, like, as of right now, this is still new and still fresh, and the updates are still happening, and no one really knows what's essentially going to happen as of, the next week or next 2 weeks. And the question is now, what are the effects as you as a dropshipper, or if you are selling to United States? Well, the first thing is, if you aren't selling to United States, then it doesn't really concern you whatsoever. If you're an EU dropshipper or you're selling to another country, you can sit on your hands and don't have to worry about it and continue to keep on printing money. Now, if you are shipping to United States, first and foremost, your costs are obviously going to increase. That's a conversation that you need to have with your supplier to see, what are the costs involved, and that may make some products that you're selling just unprofitable, because you're going to get the 10% code, you're going to get the 10% tax, and then maybe a variable rate on top of that, along with whatever the shipping lines are charging you. So a conversation with your supplier is imminent to find out what those costs are. And then on top of that, the issue then is, obviously, because this is new and because it's fresh, it's a case of now there's going to be any changes with policy and customs and stuff at duties, especially at customs, is going to have an effect on delivery times. So now they have to inspect everything underneath $800. I'm not sure how exactly they're going to manage that, but you can imagine now that it's going to be very busy at the borders, especially with packages coming from China. So I assume delivery is going to be extended if you are drop shipping from China. So there are the two main key things. I've been looking online, and a few dropshippers, especially in the United States, have paused their ads because, again, they don't really know what the cost implications are. And again, things are going to be messy at the borders. So stuff will take some time to get to the customer. How this all plays out, who really knows? Do I feel like this is going to be something which is going to, kill dropshipping? No, because, these kind of things always crop up here and there, and prices are only really going up anyway. But who knows? I still personally think that at the end of the day, things will always tend to work itself out. Winners will always continue to win, and it will be at some point in the next month, 2 months, business as usual, and the winners will still continue to print money, while people who look at this as a so-called negative or another major obstacle as to not to get started with things will just continue to keep on fail. But there are my views. Hopefully got some value and clarification on this update. I just wanted to get this video out. It's a little bit different to my current content, but I do have some tutorials coming soon. If this is the first time ever coming across some of my content, make sure you drop a like on the video, and of course subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what your current situation is. Are you dropshipping to the United States? What are you seeing from your supplier? What are they saying? How is it for you? Are you pausing your ads and all that kind of stuff? So let me know in the comment section below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next vid.